Hello, friends, and welcome to church. My name is Pastor Bruce Dickerson, and I'm the lead pastor at Jerome Church. I'm so excited that you join us for worship today as we begin our new sermon series and our all-church study based off the book by Matt Rawls entitled Jesus Revealed, the I Am Statements in the Gospel of John. My hope is that you not only will join us for worship each week as we cover the I Am statements found in the Gospel of John, but also join us for one of the online studies as we read the book together and come together and fellowship and Bible study around this book. Sarah will be on in a few minutes following the sermon to tell you how you can get a copy of the book and be a part of those studies. Let's now join together for song, worship, and praise.
Hello, church. My name is Sarah Merriweather, and I'm the Executive Director here at Jerome Church. As we prepare to hear today's message, I want to invite you to connect with us during this time of online worship together. During today's message, you can use the chat or comment function on any platform that you're watching to share your thoughts or your prayer concerns with our staff and our online worshiping congregation. I also invite you to connect to Church Center, which is our app and our online resource that virtually connects you to our Connect card, our sign-ups for upcoming events, worship videos and resources, kids and family resources, and our online giving platform to support the ministries and missions of Jerome Church. You can scan the QR code on the screen to connect or visit us at jeromechurch.org/church-center. Now, let's begin our new Worship and All Church Study series, Jesus Revealed, with today's message from Pastor Bruce.
Would you pray with me, friends? May the words of my mouth and the meditations of each of our hearts be pleasing in your sight, Lord. I ask you to bless this time of worship. May it be pleasing to you. And may the work that you sent us to do all week be blessed by you and sanctified by you. I ask this in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our scripture passage for this morning can be found in the book of John, chapter 10, verses 1 through 10, and I'll be reading it from the NIV version, the New International Version. Very truly I tell you, Pharisees, anyone who does not enter the sheep pen by the gate, but climbs in by some other way, is a thief and a robber. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes on ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. But they will never follow a stranger. In fact, they will run away from him because they do not recognize a stranger's voice. Jesus used this figure of speech, but the Pharisees did not understand that what he was telling them. Therefore Jesus said again, very truly I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. All who have come before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep have not listened to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. This is the word of God for the people of God. Thanks be to God. Friends, we live in a society filled with symbols. Now, for our purpose, we'll define a symbol as an image, a person, or action that have transcendent meaning. And transcendent means something that extends lying beyond the limits of ordinary experience, meaning there's more than the surface level meaning. So for instance, while we recognize some symbols right away, let's talk about street signs. We have stop signs and yield signs and signs that indicate no U-turn. They say what they mean, and we can understand them. They're very surface level. A stop sign means stop. A yield sign means to yield and let the other person go if they're coming through. And no U-turn obviously means no U-turn. There's not a deeper meaning or not a transcendent meaning beyond the surface levels. Yet we have all kinds of words. And words are symbols. I mean, they're sets of lines. They can be different. For instance, let's look at the word apple. Here's the word apple in the English language, A-P-P-L-E, but in other languages, in other writings or script, they look different. For instance, in Greek, you have Milo. In Russian, you have Yobloka. In Chinese, you have Pengao. Each of these means the same thing. It's apple. Yet the word apple on the surface level probably means a fruit, something to eat. Yet if I put up a picture of a Macintosh apple, you see that may actually have a deeper meaning beyond the limits of ordinary experience. Or if I say, hey, what's going on with the apple? It can have a deeper meaning beyond just the food we eat, that could be transcendent to mean an Apple computer, a Mac, a Fuji Apple. It could be an iPhone or technology, and on, meaning even beyond the senses. When I think of Apple, I think of apple pie. When I think of apple pie, I think of statements like as American as apple pie. There are deeper meanings behind it. Flags are another area that tend to have transcendent meaning beyond what they reflect. For instance, the American flag. The American flag has a visual meaning. There are 13 stripes, red and white, and they represent the 13 original colonies. And the 50 stars represent the 50 states of the Union. And the colors of the flag are symbolic as well, where red symbolizes hardiness and valor, white symbolizes purity and innocence, and blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Yet there are also transcendent meanings beyond that. To some, when they view the flag, they have pride. They see sacrifice and opportunity and hope and strength and freedom. But we also live in a country where, while we may not like it, people are able to burn the flag and protest, or they describe it as a symbol of hate, of injustice. But the point is that the flag has certain meanings, transcendence beyond just the 13 stripes and the red, white, and blue and the 50 stars. And the same way that some of these words like apple have a transcendent meaning, or the flag has a transcendent meaning, or emojis that we see have a transcendent meaning, so too do the I am statements found in the book of John. You see, Jesus' words act in a very similar way. On one level, we clearly understand many of Jesus' words. We could take them at face value. However, many of them also have a deeper meaning beyond what's on the surface. For instance, in our scripture passage today, Jesus says, "Very truly I tell you, Pharisees, anyone who does not enter the sheep pen by the gate, but climbs in by some other way, is a thief and a robber. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice." Yet the Pharisees heard this, and they didn't understand. They understood it, I believe, on a face value of what it meant to have a sheep pen and shepherds and sheep because of the environment they lived in. And we'll get to more of that in a moment. But Jesus knew they didn't understand what he meant, so he tried it in a different way. He tries again and says, "Very truly I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. All who have come before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep have not listened to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." Now the Pharisees, like I said, probably understood the surface of what's going on, that Jesus is describing a very common scene in this day. You see, sheep are pretty pathetic creatures. They are not the brightest of domesticated animals. They will keep their heads down, grazing in the pastures all day, never looking up, and easily getting hurt or lost. They have no homing instinct, therefore they become so easily lost. They could be sitting next to the sheep pen and not be able to find the sheep pen. That's just not their strength. You see, sheep have a following instinct. That's why they tend to herd together. If the lead sheep walks off a cliff, the other sheep are more than likely going to follow. They're followers. They are also helpless against predators. If a wolf enters the pen of the sheep, They often will not try to run or escape, but they will huddle together for protection. These big, fluffy creatures huddling together, hoping that they will not get taken if they bunch together. Maybe they'll look larger, but usually what happens if the shepherd is not around, they will simply be slaughtered. Now, all these qualities mean sheep are very dependent on the shepherd. The shepherds tend them, they care for them, they protect them. And that forms a very, very deep bond. The bond that forms between a shepherd and his flock is so strong that if a flock becomes intermingled with another flock, let's say at a well overnight, or during a time of drinking where they become intermingled, one shepherd could go one way and another shepherd could go another way and call their sheep, and they will separate, following the correct shepherd. Or for instance, to more accurately explain to the Pharisees what they're seeing, is there's two different kind of sheep pens in the day and age of Jesus. One is a kind of a village sheep pen or a city sheep pen where all the shepherds who gathered in the town that night placed all their sheep in this pen, and there was a gate that closed, and there was a gatekeeper who watched the sheep at night. The fencing acted as protection, but the gate kept them in, and the gatekeeper kept watch over them. And so all the sheep were intermingled, but in the mornings, the shepherds would come, and the gatekeeper would recognize the shepherd, and they would open the gate, let the shepherd in, he would call his sheep, and begin to lead them out to pasture, and only his sheep would follow. The sheep would come at the sound of their shepherd's voice. So the shepherds would call their sheep, and the sheep would follow their shepherd out to pasture, and the gatekeeper would close the gate. Now, in a sheep pen out in the pasture land, away from the village, they also had sheep pens, but these sheep pens did not have gates. They were very rustic, if you will. They were simply rocks stacked up yay high, so the sheep could stay in the pen, and hopefully many animals would be able to stay out, and there was just an opening. There wasn't an actual gate. And so at night, what the shepherd would do would actually be to lay in front of that opening, literally becoming the gate. Lay across the entrance and keep the predators out and the sheep in, acting as the gate. So what Jesus is telling us is that not only is he a shepherd, but he is the gate, the literal gate. And on this basic level, this would have been confusing to the Pharisees, the city dwellers, who understood the thing about a gatekeeper and the shepherds calling their sheep and following. But to be the actual gate, they may have had some understanding, but Jesus isn't describing himself as a shepherd. He's calling himself the gate. Now, on this other level where Jesus is the gate, Jesus is describing the exclusive nature of salvation by saying that he is the gate, not a gate, but the gate. Furthermore, Jesus not only is our shepherd who leads us into the sheep pen, but he is the only door by which we may enter and be saved, to have a full life. Jesus is the only means we have for receiving eternal life. There is no other way. Jesus also explains that there are others who came before him who did not come by way of the gate. They were false messiahs. They may have snuck in, or they may have acted as a religious authority who he often calls thieves and robbers. But they were not the shepherd, and they didn't come through the gate, and therefore the people did not hear them or recognize their voice, just as the sheep did not. Listen to them. You see, there are two meanings going on. There's the face value meaning, and there is a transcendent meaning where the symbol means something more. Now, over the next 6 weeks, we will continue looking at the 6 other I am statements that Jesus makes. He describes himself as the light, as bread, as a shepherd, as life. The Gospel of John uses these and other symbols to paint a picture of who Jesus is. The full humanity and full divinity of Christ. We will discover that these statements point beyond themselves to the deep mystery of Jesus Christ, showing us that he is both fully human and fully divine. But most importantly, calling us, you and I, as his followers, to a fuller life. I hope you join me in the coming weeks. May it be so. Thanks be to God. And amen.
It's good to be with you again in worship today. Today we're beginning our brand new series as we grow deeper in our faith together, learning about the I am statements of Jesus in the Gospel of John. As we continue in worship together today, I want to invite you again to connect to all of the resources that are available to you in Church Center, which is our online hub for engaging with the ministries of Jerome Church. While you're there, please be sure to check into worship or complete your Connect card today and take some time to explore the opportunities in the app as you find your ways to worship, serve, and grow here at Jerome. Coming up this Saturday morning, September 10th, there's an opportunity to be a part of a special mission event where we will come together to build the walls of a home in partnership with Help Build Hope and Habitat for Humanity. Registration is still open through this Friday for volunteers for the wall build. You can find the link to register in today's video description and also in the Church Center app. We can't wait to have you join us for this memorable day where we will build the walls of a new home so that a family has a place to call home of their own. And next Sunday, September 11th, we will have our fall kickoff day at our in-person services where we will pray over the walls of the house that we just built and kick off a brand new season of programming with some special treats and fun for all ages. Our adult Bible study class will also begin in the sanctuary at 10 a.m. And we will continue our new series, Jesus Revealed, with small group learning opportunities beginning next Sunday. If you aren't part of a small group or haven't signed up yet, let me invite you right now to register for the study and join in the pastor's class on Sunday evenings or the daytime study that I'll be teaching on Tuesdays. These two groups will meet in a hybrid online and in-person format and are a great opportunity to meet new friends so that you can grow together in your faith. You can register for the All Church Study through today's video description in the Church Center app or by visiting jeromechurch.org/grow. The people of Jerome Church are committed to the mission that Jesus gave to us to love God and love people, and you can support the missions and ministries of this church by giving a financial offering today. You can give electronically through the link in today's video description, on the Jerome Church website, or through the Give tab in the Church Center app. And if you've made the decision to give for the first time today, you can connect to our online giving platform by texting the word GIVE to 614-587-7871. You can also give through automatic withdrawal by contacting the church office or by mailing a check to Jerome Church at the address on the screen below. As we end our time of worship together today, I want to say thank you for making this worship time a part of your week, whether you're joining us live on Sunday morning or watching later on demand. I want to invite you to connect with us online this week through our social media platforms and once again in our Church Center app or online. And we look forward to worshiping with you next week as we continue our new series, Jesus Revealed. Have a blessed week, friends.
Makes me love him more and more. He's greater, he's greater.